All right, so conversation today, is the wrap-up for the Independence Special for us on Super Screen. So we're going to be looking at the automotive industry. Once again, then we'll now conclude the whole process with education, because we'll have the guests for education on standby. But let's talk to Tope Bukola, who works with Automotive. He's an engineer, so we look at what engineering is for him as a looking very young boy. Might not be young by age, but let's get to meet him officially. It's a pleasure to have you join us.
All right, thank you very much.
And happy Independence anniversary.
Yeah, same to you. Nigeria at 60.
The way you do, it's like I don't want to miss what I've done to virtually all the guests.
Okay.
How many buildings did you see with ribbons and balloons of green, white, green?
I don't think I see any. Probably maybe in pictures.
Yes, it's only online that we've seen.
It's only online.
That is, but let's evaluate it a little bit. What does that tell you? Is it the people's lack of interest, or is it the realities that is actually causing it? Which one do you pick out of the two?
Yes, I feel a lot of people are disappointed because if you look at age 60, a lot of things are expected. Somebody that is 60 years old shouldn't be struggling with identity. Somebody that is 60 years old shouldn't be struggling with maturity, And we understand the diversity in our environment. We understand the multiple ethnic group that's made up the country called Nigeria, but a lot of people believe that we should have moved further than this. Yeah.
So where does it lie? It's actually the people that makes up the leadership. How do I mean? It is the people called electorates that gives mandates to the leaders. How do we balance that?
Well, the leaders too, they are product of the society. You understand? So the children we are raising today, some of them will become leaders, some of them will become followers in the future. Every one of us, we are a product of the society. Yeah. Some people are privileged because probably maybe the people that raised them, probably the parents or the family they came from, has been able to instill some values that has shaped their behavior and their approach to life generally. But some people know, and I really feel for my own generation because I think while we're growing up, it's all about face your book, make sure that you come out with the best grades and things like that. But our children nowadays, all they are hearing is that Daddy wants to relocate all of us to Canada. All of us want to go to the United States. So, definitely the children will be looking at, okay, what's wrong with Nigeria? Probably they have seen something that we are not seeing. And, it's shaping, one way or the other, shaping their interest, in the country, as it were. So, that's
patriotism now is lacking.
Exactly.
Let's get to the industry where you play. For an engineer, mechanical engineering?
Yeah, I have my background in mechanical engineering, but the higher you go in the industry, the less technical skill you need, the more managerial skills I have.
Oh, so more managerial skills as you go?
Yes. So I have a master's in strategy and leadership, and presently running my PhD in executive leadership also. So, but automotive industry in Nigeria,
yes. At 60, can we do an exegesis?
Yes, I grew up seeing places like Volkswagen Center, the Peugeot Assembly at Kaduna, and we all grew up knowing Volkswagen B2, Santana, and Jetta, all brands of cars like that, Peugeot 504, 505, and co. And gradually started seeing some Mercedes-Benz that you will see D at their back. You see GB. If you're wondering, what happened? Because I now discovered that, okay, people are started bringing in fairly used vehicles, and gradually it took over the whole industry.
So that was the advent of our problem?
Yes, I think that was it, because we did not protect what we are producing. You understand? Not protect
the local content part of it.
Yes, the local content part of it. And, I know then, a lot of assembly plants are already migrating to completely knockdown, because we have it semi knockdown and we have completely knockdown. The last automotive policy that the previous government brought to life has a plan that by 2017, all these XKD plants will turn to completely knocked down. And the meaning of completely knocked down assembly plant is when about 60 to 70% of your spare parts are sourced locally. Yeah, that's why I keep saying it. There's money in oil and gas, but I've not seen any country that thrive industry-wise without a vibrant automotive industry.
You have to go deeper in this. So the automotive industry is actually the way to go.
Yeah, that's it. If our automotive industry is performing optimally, I can boldly tell you, unemployment will be reduced drastically. Unemployment will be reduced drastically because now we now have different areas that people can even venture into.
You want to share some?
Yes, you know, anybody that studied engineering in school, from mechanical, electrical, computer engineering, you know, even agricultural engineering, you know, they have their place in the industry. Now we have software engineers in the automotive industry. There was a time, I know you must have heard about Tesla. Tesla is the leading electric vehicle manufacturer in the world. And Tesla brought out a challenge. If you can hack into their car, you're going to get $1 million or so, you know.
Did anybody win it?
I doubt it. I don't think so. Because there was...
For them to put up some challenge.
Yes, the reason why they do that is that they want to be sure that their vehicles are safe, because we are now moving to point of
AI.
Autonomous vehicle, you know, driverless vehicles and things like that. So, you know, all that's are coming in. Even at AutoGig, part of this we are doing now, we have infused artificial intelligence and machine learning, pattern recognition into some of our products. At AutoGig here in Nigeria. Yeah, and we have local engineers that are working on all these things. So there is a lot of opportunities in the industry. I did a report. I did like
a thesis as a student?
Yes, not really as a student, because we have AutoGeek TV where we also share information about the automotive industry. So I talked about the tire market in Nigeria, and you will be amazed that we spend an average of $1.5 billion every year on tires in Nigeria. So, you know...
In terms of importation?
Yeah, importation. And that does not include the used tires market, because you can be sure that that is also responsible for, if not more than 50% of the tires that has been sold in the market. And bulk of these tires, some of them are even substandard. And the shocking part of it is that about 90% of the raw materials are available locally.
Please share where and how where they...
Yeah, we all know the rubber plantation. You know, those days that we have the likes of Bukola tires and things like that. The Michelin of those days and Dunlop, they were manufacturing locally, meeting the local needs. You understand? Then, and even exporting to other neighboring countries. So, and if you look at the tire industry map in the whole Africa, we have South Africa, we have Egypt. Nothing yet in West Africa. There was a time that Michelin and Dunlop moved to Ghana. They said because of electricity. But now we have special arrangements with most of these discos that you can get your power directly, and you are sure of 24
If you're paying for it.
If you're paying for it. Yes, we have to be patriotic in this aspect, because that patriotism is very, very important. You have to be ready to buy local. You understand? Because some people look at it, it's even manufactured in Nigeria, and it's more expensive. Don't look at it that way. Look at how many people that are involved in that chain.
Hold your thoughts. It's going to be very important for us to start getting a feed from contribution from our viewers. So we're actually looking at the automotive industry, and for Tolu, he's concerned about the idea of being patriotic with our buying approach. Let me use that particular word. So he just makes reference to the fact that if people see that this tire is made in Nigeria, they don't want to buy it. We'll talk about mindsets, perception, brand packaging, and of course, what the willpower of the government is to make sure we drive these things. Because you say buy locally, but the government, in her own wisdom, which so the citizen might not be wise, is buying foreign cars to give to the leaders. We'll talk about it after this particular break. We're looking at the automotive industry, and of course, we're going to touch light education for a wrap-up. for the Independent Special right here on U45 Morning Show. Do join us again.
If you see 5 million, what do you go do with that?
I go tight and well. They come out and small.
I go throw party. Everybody go know say I collect 5 million.
I go run come on Nigeria, do business.
If I go put that money on top of any business, the business goes spoil.
Super!
Scream!
Super!
Scream!
Super! Wetin make monkey like banana pass plantain?
And the truth be say, I no be monkey. To say I be monkey, I for no banana no good, plantain na good.
All of us are animals. Both monkey or human being, we are animal kingdom.
Monkey not too big, so he like banana because banana is small. If now gorilla like plantain.
E good make pikin dey eat eba go school.
You good well.
No make sense at all. The pikin go to sleep for school.
I fit give my pikin self, they no dey select.
You have a garri for house, they have a small soup. They can pick eba to your pikin, go school in the morning. You come back, say, can fit chop eba.
I say super, you say screen. Super.
Skin.
And I say skin, you say skin.
Now inside Super Screen TV, it dey happen, my country people.
All right, welcome back. We're having a conversation with the man that spearheads AutoGig. Let's look at what I said before we left. Patriotism seems to be the key word for you, and we're looking at this when Nigeria is 60 years. Where did we get it all wrong? You've established one of the points when importation started for used cars. And now we're looking at something as, I don't want to say small, because without the tires, the vehicle will not move. But something as a part of a vehicle, tire, why can't we manufacture? What are the issues? Does that have any way out from the automotive policy that has not been implemented?
Yeah, okay. Let me just give you this scenario. For every job in an assembly plant, you have 3 extra jobs in the equipment manufacturer supply chain.
Mention some of the jobs, please.
I will mention it.
Okay, in the course of your...
Yeah,
okay.
in the course of... And each of those 3 generate another 7.
3
and
jobs.
One job creates 3.
Creates 3 jobs.
Yes, the 3 jobs create 7 each. So, this is the idea. You know, if you look at an assembly plant, if you look at a car has over 2,000 spare parts on it.
A car has over
2,000 spare parts. On it. Yeah. So imagine 60% of those spare parts are being manufactured locally. There will be some people manufacturing the likes of headlamp, windscreen, and co. The people that are manufacturing windscreen can also manufacture any other glass-related materials for other industries.
It's a value chain.
It's a value chain. It's not necessarily, they don't necessarily need to focus on the automotive industry. There will be people that will be manufacturing adhesives, sellotape, gums, and so on and so forth. So that value chain is a long one, and the automotive industry has the capacity to contribute up to 10% to our GDP.
Annually.
Yeah. So it tells you the kind of opportunities we have in the industry. Now, where do we get it wrong? Our attention, we have put so much attention on certificates. You understand? That's why, you know, as an employer of labor, at times I will conduct an interview and I'll be wondering that this person actually went to a university.
I was going to come to that.
You understand?
Because
so
of the education.
we have that problem. So we don't really consider certificate. Yes, in our company.
You consider the skill set.
You consider the skill set, what you can do. And number one thing, can you be trained? What is?
Let's hold on for Ismaila from Apapa.
Okay.
Good morning, Ismaila. Happy Friday. Hello, we can hear you.
Yeah, hello, good morning, sir.
Yes, thank you very much, Ismaila.
Thank you very much. Happy 68th anniversary. Thank you very much. I really appreciate this, your technical issue.
Thank you.
First of all, let me appreciate our leaders. At least, so far so good. Something is happening, only that the expectation is very high. But what I would like to say here is we need industrial revolution in Nigeria. We need industrial revolution in Nigeria. If we really want to get things right, we need industrial revolution. Secondly, we need to be patriotic. And there are so many things we need to apply in doing that. We have Standard Organization of Nigeria. We have Manufacturers Association of Nigeria. And then apart from this organization, we have government agencies that their work is to promote the government policy. For instance, like National Orientation Agency, NTA, Voice of Nigeria, News Agency of Nigeria, then FRCN. These are the 5 government agencies. Their work is to promote the good policy of government to Nigerians and the other foreign nations. But the issue is, are they doing that? The answer is no. Exactly. It was only when it is election you will see Noah coming out, saying this, doing that. Secondly, we have mentality, we as a Nigerians, that this product is made in Nigeria, I don't like it. After when Nigerians are talented, they can do better than what you can import outside. But that mentality in us, thinking that this is made in Nigeria, I will not buy it. You understand? So we need branding. Branding is very important in whatsoever we are doing. And then packaging also. And that's why I invite Standard Organization of Nigeria. So obviously, we need to do a lot. Like I said, look at Brazil that we start with. Look at India today. You understand? So many things are happening there. Why? Because they are patriotic and they mean too well to their nation building. So like I always say, building a nation is a collective responsibility. And these agencies must come together and we have to do the right thing. Otherwise, like I always say, we cannot expect international community to come and rehabilitate Nigeria for us. It's a lie. We are to do it ourselves. Thank you very much. Ismaila from Apapa, Lagos.
Thank you very much, Ismaila. Wow. Yeah. Okay, so that was a very deep one. Yes. It seemed like a pitch. He did that yesterday as well. Yeah. What do you take away from his conversation?
Yeah, what he said is right. It's not that we don't have all these agencies that are supposed to facilitate all this. But the question is, are they actually doing what they're supposed to do? You understand? You wonder, for instance, in my industry, you will be surprised that you have like 5 to 6 different grades of Toyota brake pads in the market. As somebody that is well versed in the industry, I can boldly tell you.
The counterfeit?
Yes, you will see brake pad that they sell for 1,500 naira. You ask questions.
Adeogun is calling us from Akoka. Please hold your thoughts. Very importantly. Adeogun from Akoka, many thanks for joining us. Adeogun, please go ahead. Okay, it seems like there's an interference. Okay, I think you're here now. Go ahead. Adeogun, if you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Okay. Yes, but I think you need to turn down the volume of your TV set. If you can do that, or just press the mute button. Thank you very much. You can go ahead now.
I just want to contribute.
Okay.
The automobile industry can move very well in Nigeria. Like people used to ask me, because my major is in automobile. I'm a doctor in automobile Yeah, in automobile engineering.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
We normally I look at our place that we produce vehicles in Nigeria. The solution is delay. They can. But can the government support the people that studied this discipline? The question is no. Why? The Nigerian government and its people with their minds believe that whatever they get from the foreign countries, they are those things that are standard. There is some that manage the standard of our products in Nigeria. What are they doing? You see, what my gentleman is saying there is right, but can the government follow it up? The senators, they went to purchase foreign vehicles with a lot of money. Can't you use that one to the assembly plants in Nigeria? Look at all these things. It's not that we cannot do. Nigeria can do. There are a lot of brains in Nigeria. But the question is, we are not resourcing enough.
Okay.
So that's just it. That's just it. Nigeria, somebody of 50 years will be retired in civil service. They are civil servants. 60 years will retire.
Okay, Adogun. Okay, so we got the two major points you raised there, but I didn't want to interrupt your flow of thoughts because it wasn't too clear here. But the two things he said, he talked about the fact that can we manufacture here in Nigeria? For him, he said no. That's what he said, probably because of the current circumstances. Can the government support the players in the industry, which is where you belong? He has a doctorate in automotive.
Yeah. Yes, I understand what he's saying clearly. You know, I think the first thing we need to get right, you understand, if you get Ajaokuta running,
for steel base?
Yes, it will be easier for us to produce over here. So, you know, it's a chain, something. That's why I was saying, if you look at the value chain of the automotive industry, it's so wide. Ajaokuta, you have Oshogbo steel rolling. I grew up seeing that place working. You understand? But what has happened to those places, those kind of organizations now? They are moribund. So we need to get all those things running. But we also need to understand that there has been a kind of development in the world. We now have some vehicles that uses fiber for their fenders and some body parts and things like that. So a lot of innovations are coming in. And one thing I also want to say, because we have some foreign brands that also have assembly plants in Nigeria. You know, I'm sure of what Ford is doing with Coscharis, the one that Nissan and Volkswagen are doing with Stallion also. Those vehicles that are assembled in Nigeria, we can buy them. It's still buying in Nigeria.
Okay, if the vehicle is assembled, because there is a local content contribution
in it. And what the government just needs to do is to ensure that these organizations move to a point where they can source bulk of their spare parts locally. You understand?
By studying, research.
Exactly. And like I said, I'm even happened at an academia called. In the industry, we can't see the academia. Because there should be a symbiotic relationship between the industry, the academia, and even the government.
For policy making.
For policy making and a lot of things. Now, government is now giving people tax holiday for fixing road. government should be giving companies tax holiday for financing research in higher institutions. We cannot grow without what is the size of these things? What volume of patents is coming out of Nigeria every year?
Let's talk about local content because you mentioned patents. Let's quickly look at local content, and it's an act that has been implemented. Some organization follow through. In the oil and gas sector, it's really functioning very well. But coming to your sector, what's your evaluation of local content?
See, I can boldly tell you it's less than 10%. Right now, I can boldly tell you that. You know,
and what are the issues?
The issues is because we prefer making more money from the customs. How many trillions of naira or
that customs
is thrown in than what we are doing locally, or probably, you know, what is being generated, the taxes that are being paid by these companies. How many people these companies have been be able to employ? You understand? So we have to know what we can't hit our cake and have it. You understand? If you want to make money from the customs, rather encourage exports.
And it comes on the news every now and then. Customs
exactly
gives X billion.
Unfortunately, they are not still performing optimally because a lot of things are still being smuggled into the country.
Now, for want of time, let's do this quickly. At AutoGig, what are the empowerment opportunities for Nigerians? Because sometimes it's not enough to talk about what is not being done. At your own level, as an entrepreneur and employer of labor, of course, you have it's an organization. What are the employment opportunities and empowerment opportunities at AutoGig?
Okay. Yeah, we have AutoGig Academy, and we have the franchise for the best automotive training in the world. We use 3D animation and simulation to train people on how to fix cars, the working operations of cars, and we have infused it with a couple of other training because I've worked in the automotive industry and I've worked in every department that has to do with the after sales. You understand? From the workshop, as a mechanical engineer, to spare parts, to all that. So now when people come to our training school, even if it is just SSE you have, by the time you are coming out from our training school, people will be wondering whether you have maybe 5 or 10 years experience in that industry, both hands-on and both soft skills and the technical skills. So, you know, and we have been able to partner with LAUTECH, Akitola University of Technology Center for Emerging Skills and Technology. So what we are doing now is to get people trained and get them certified. We are trying to do something with NAEC, National Association of Engineering Craftsmen, you know, so that we can encourage vocational, because we can't grow without bringing back vocational studies. You understand? We can't grow. If every one of us want to be tech, we'll be doing tech, fintech, all that, you know, the writing program. It's fine, we can be doing that. But look at India. They are growing in both sides. Vocational studies in India is top-notch. You understand? The same thing with the tech. So we have to learn how to infuse this. And I discovered that a lot of investors that comes around focuses more on those tech industry. The government too is doing a lot in that area. But let me tell you something. I talked to a roadside mechanic. I was asking him, where are your boys? He said the boys nowadays, they don't want to learn work again. Everybody is now on Okada, or probably driving one tricycle, because it's the money, the immediate money they can get. Yeah. And so what we have
it's a generational problem that we're building actually.
Exactly. So what we have now done is that those kind of people, we can bring them to an environment that the tech will attract them because we are using a tech platform to train one. At the same time, yes, and we are also exposing them to recent technology in automotive industry generally. Right now, we just roll out a scholarship for ladies. Now, it's a full 100% scholarship. People follow our social media handles. You can actually see the link where you can apply. Yes. So for ladies, by January next year, we're going to roll out another product. We are going to give people 100% loan to go through our training. When you get trained, we try to place you.
There is placement. Yes, so you start working.
Yes.
Then you repay your loan.
Exactly. So if we can do this for the vocational studies, generally, not limited to automotive industry. I know in the power industry, they are experiencing that too. You understand? If you can do that, you discover that you raise a team. To find a plumber now, a good plumber, by the time you make 3-4 calls, you'll still be struggling to get the best hand that can do the job for you. How did you come to this level?
At 60.
At 60.
So, you know, we can't continue this conversation today. That is why we're going to extend an invitation for a second round. Maybe stay focused on one of the subject matters, because it's good for us to have what is called dissecting at 60. Then subsequently, we need to look at some of these issues. Some people have come here to share with our esteemed viewers the importance of internship at workplace like yours. When young people hear internship, they say, they won't pay me, I can't go. People like you that employ citizens of Nigeria should be able to share more on that. So we want to thank you for your insight thus far. Lastly will be your words for Nigerians, especially the young woman that you're expecting to join the Auto Gig Academy with your free scholarship. Of course, it's a free opportunity you're giving to Nigerians, so we'll allow you. Look at the camera and talk to us.
Well, I just want to encourage us. We don't have another country, and we just have to see the best way we can build this country by contributing our quota. For some people, contributing your quota is just raising some set of people to grow appropriately and in the right environment. For some people, it's just for you to learn at this moment, and that's part of the reason why we are giving this kind of opportunities to people, so that we know that our industry is seen as, that industry is for men, you know. So we are trying to bring in more women, because you could see the GM of Mandela, she's a woman. Yeah, even General Motors, their CEO is a woman. We have a couple of automobile companies like that have embraced that. So we need to start developing that. What we are doing in AutoGig, we have a 50 years plan. We have a 50 years plan to help the industry to grow. We are not getting any funding from anybody. We are doing this because we are committed to developing our country. So that's what I just want to encourage us. We have to look at ways we can contribute to develop the country, whether through contributing your wisdom, but just make sure that you eliminate mediocrity as much as possible in whatever you're doing. Our country deserves the best. So let's give it our best.
Thank you very much, Tope, Bukola Ojo, for joining us this day. It's been an insight. I actually learned few things. That's the truth. I learned few things. So many thanks to Super Screen, of course, the U45 team, for giving us opportunity. So I'm here as a presenter and I'm learning from professionals. You might want to join us in the course of it very soon. Anyways, we're going to do a switch. To wrap up the whole process for the week is going to actually hinge on education. My joy is that the gentleman, Tope Bukola Ojo, have been able to establish a lot around the curriculums we have, how mundane and obsolete they are in our institutions, and they are not benefiting best practices and the skill set that is expected in the new normal. So if you're there, you're thinking you have plenty of certificates, and you're not doing something to brush it up to meet the current demand in the market, bros, I'll speak this one in pidgin. Omo, you go get a lot of certificates, but you don't go get a job. So you need to think about it critically so that we can take this country forward, starting from your home when there is food on your table. Tope, many thanks for coming once again.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we'll leave that now. We'll bring up someone from the education sector. And of course, he has something that will interest you. So you want to tell us your thoughts, especially what it has been. If you're a parent, how has your kids been learning from home? Because of course, the school only resumed a few weeks back. Do join us again.